My name is David Gokhshtein.
My name is Akil Patterson, and these are your top five stories of the day. Starting with absolute. Oh, you son of a.
You didn't think I
That's
was
real.
actually going to let you actually
Talk.
get your. Yeah, it wasn't going to. I'm actually excited to be back on late night news. I mean, like, I guess my suspension is over with. I'm allowed to be back on the mic, and I have the pleasure of, hosting the show with you. I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. I think that this has been, we've been off for a little bit. I think people have taken their time. Shout outs to all crypto enthusiasts and NFT folks that are in NFT NYC. I hope you all who contracted COVID are getting better slowly and surely. But David, you were right. They shouldn't have hugged you.
Listen, at the end of the day, I can honestly say this, and it's fact, and the data don't lie. Uh, I was suspended, right? Unbeknownst to me, I was suspended. I was locked out. We couldn't go ahead and host. And what happened to the market? It went down. So let's hope that being that we're back on the air, to go ahead and update you about the news. Because listen, we know you might still be working at 9 to 5. We want to go ahead and give you that breakdown. Yes, you can tune into the breakdown 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern Standard Time, AM. Check me and Haley out. Shameless plug. Let's go right to it. Akil, I am happy to be back on with you. Let's run with the news.
Well, let's talk about first up is Nexo. Nexo is planning to buy Vault as one of the companies that has been faltering over the last several months. Fall. Basically, Nexo will move into the cryptocurrency leader. It plans to help its troubled lender Vault out. It's VAUD, the fellow lender Vault. But again, it's like I don't understand why a lender is buying another lender unless they have a plan. So they're saying they're 100% going to buy the Singapore-based company. So I think it works pretty primarily with the Asian market. So I'm interested to see if they have a plan of action moving forward with that one.
I'm sure they do. I don't see somebody just throwing money at something just to say they acquired something. And if that's the route that they've went, that's dumb. That's really dumb. So I'm sure there's really smart people behind this acquisition that see a future for that platform, and I hope so. I really hope so. With everything that's been going on in the space.
Yeah, right on. Well, speaking about throwing money at something, finally Celsius threw money at its lenders or the people it owed money to, the tune of $138 million to DeFi exchange market. I think Celsius is repaying what it already owns, and it gets back collateral and from blockchain with the data it's showing. But oddly enough, their CEO still kind of in the wind there since he was stopped by federal authorities from leaving the country. David,
Now is that true though? Is that true that he, because for me it's like I haven't seen it. Uh, I haven't seen to where it was confirmed that he actually tried to leave the country. I think there was reports that he tried to leave the country to go to Israel, if I'm not mistaken. But like literally, are those rumors or is this confirmed that he tried to
so
leave the country?
those were confirmed that he did. They was trying to leave the country, but because they had filed for Chapter 15, so that it's not Chapter 11. There was a Chapter 15 that was going through a process of. No, I'm sorry, that might have been another company.
No, that chapter 15 was filed by
That was another
3 hours.
company. Yeah,
3 hours.
3 hours. Three arrows.
Yeah.
3 arrows out of Chapter 15. But because I think there was a concern about him leaving the country when it was in great default was going to be an issue, and so they stopped it. I don't think it was like federal authorities like took him into custody, but he was stopped. It most likely probably his license or passport, those sort of
Listen,
things.
you know what? All I'll say is this. I said it this morning on on the early morning podcast that we have called the Breakdown. I said, I really do hope that Celsius comes back, But at the same time, I hope people have learned a lesson, and that is not your keys, not your crypto. I don't know how many times we have to go ahead and state that to the general public. Now, again, we're not financial advisors, but when you have tons of people within this space that are well educated, that have been here for years, saying the same message over and over again, maybe this is a learning lesson that some people needed to go through to understand. Don't chase money. Do not chase money. There's no reason to go ahead and chase money. To give away your, for me, here's the problem. To take money and give it away to somebody that you don't know, you're giving away your keys and your assets to somebody you don't know, and then have this kind of stuff happen to you to where you can't go ahead and literally get your money back. It's a shame. It's a real shame. I feel bad for the people that have their assets stuck on the exchange. I just hope that they do make a comeback for the people's sake, for those that invested. There have been stories that people have invested their life savings, and I really would like to see uh, it all come to an end and an ending where people do get their assets back. While you
I'm
have,
not laughing. I'm not laughing at you, David. Not at all. I'm just remembering that time where there was a woman who said she had lost everything, and then when we looked at the wallet, it was like she put $50 in that morning. She came to us and she was like, "I've lost everything." And we looked, we were like, "Yo, this wallet transaction says you put $50 in this morning."
yeah, I remember when, listen, we had a space where Luna, people were coming in and saying that they've lost money. And I was like, when did you get into it? They were like, well, just now. I'm like, well, you're gambling. That's all you were doing is gambling. And I'll touch on the Luna subject if we do have time to
Yeah,
go ahead and touch
go
on
ahead.
it. But again, with Celsius, I really do hope that it all turns out okay. I see a lot of people, crapping on it, talking, talking ish on it. But at the end of the day, it's a part of the community, and people from the community did go ahead and put their assets into it. So let's hope for a positive income and not and stop the trolling, man. Coiners need to stop the trolling, man. Stop the trolling. There's enough salt out here. Stop the trolling. People are really down and out, and they're looking for something to go ahead and hang their hats on. So good. I hope they keep repaying it. I know the liquidation number went down, so that's a good thing. I don't see Bitcoin now at this point hitting $5,000, and if it does, yeah, I'll be there to buy. I was about to say I'll retire, but no, I'll be there to buy.
I'd have to buy at that point because I'd be so broke. I got no other choice. But
Akil is a Bitcoin maxi, by the way, everybody. He's a Bitcoin maxi.
I'm an Omi maxi that uses Bitcoin to solidify my bags.
Yeah.
But speaking of bags, don't pack your bags just yet. Some of the largest crypto miners here in North America are actually selling their bags. Core Scientific, one of the largest publicly traded crypto mining operations in North America, has sold almost all of its Bitcoin holdings in the last month. Crypto miners, numbers Core Scientific has held about 2,000 Bitcoin, and that means they've dropped almost all of them. So, David, that's a lot of snatching.
I would say, listen, everybody can do what they want to do at the end of the day. If they, if people feel like selling, their Bitcoin, God bless them. And for me, it's always been long term. I'm not looking at Bitcoin from a short term standpoint. And I think for people who sit back and look long term, not financial advice, but I think they win off. So it's really, it's really for those who are really educated and have belief that Bitcoin will go ahead and really build this ecosystem that will allow us to, have this free market that we seek. But okay, companies want to go ahead and sell off. That's fine. I mean, that's on them. You know what? Those bags are going right into the hands of the wealthy.
Well, if they're going in the hands of the wealthy, the man with some of the most wealth on this planet continues to purchase limiting companies and saving them from debt. It's effectively Mr. Sam Beckfield, um, Sam Baker Beckfield. Anyway, Sam, the owner CEO of FTX, has now reported on purchasing not one, not different companies, three different lenders that are all in default, and he, along with CZ, are working with other financiers to improve their asset classes. So I think that we were talking before, both CZ and Sam, their purchases all over the place.
Listen, Sam is, what can you say? He's bailing out the entire industry. It feels like that. Anything that I mean, how many things? BlockFi to me was a big acquisition, and I think that under FTX's ownership, I think they will be extremely successful. Um, I think he's not done. I don't think he's done. I think FTX has a lot more things that they're probably looking at. And I think, you know what? You can't forget about CZ. CZ is going to come into the picture, and he's going to, he's already stated in multiple magazines and interviews that he's looking to buy. He's looking to buy these undervalued companies, the press companies that obviously suffered throughout this downtrend. And I'm sure that under CZ's and Binance's control, these companies, whatever he decides to acquire, it might be an exchange. You know, I'm sure they will go ahead and do well. Good for them. Good for CZ. Good for Sam. Listen, I really like what Sam's doing. I mean, I like what Sam's doing. I like everything that he's done for this space. He seems like an honest person, and he's probably the Warren Buffett of crypto. Like that. That's how I see it. He's what he's doing the same thing what Warren Buffett did back in his back in his youth.
Well, definitely Warren Buffett is my dream apparently is getting all in my is there definitely how I love history and sometimes small historical facts. Do you realize that actually Binance was purchased over 4 months ago? So he's probably already been making plays that we just haven't been paying attention to.
Listen, he does everything quietly. So again, I a lot of people don't like CZ. You cannot like some of the moves that he's made, but ultimately he operates his. He's a businessman, and he's operating as such. And it's good to have him in this space, regardless of what anybody says. Binance, top exchange in the world. They have a lot of revenue. I like that. I like the fact that he didn't spend money when everybody like literally was taking out their marketing budget and just throwing it in, putting up ads all over the place, Super Bowl ads, paying a lot of money. And here comes CZ saying, you know what? We didn't spend. We could have. We held back. But you know what we did instead? We're now hiring 2,000 more people into this space. And you know what? My cap off to him, man. That's a dope thing. The companies that I feel that are embattled right now are Coinbase and crypto.com. I said that and I stand by that. When you have those kind of layoffs, it says something, and especially with crypto.com going ahead and staking away from Dogecoin and from Shiba Inu, something's not right. Again, this is all opinion based. There's no facts to it, but based on my observation and opinion and my personal take, I think that something is not right. Something is not right, and they might be just hanging on. Do I want to see them go down? No. I think crypto.com has done a phenomenal job for us to go and promote this entire space. So a lot of things have been happening since we got off air. A lot of things have been happening. You have a lot, of a lot of companies go and go belly up, or they're being hacked, we'll get through it. On the next cycle, we'll be, hopefully the next generation of companies that come out, they fix this problem where if there is a downturn in the market, that they are able to go ahead and ride through this. Where right now these companies, if you look at them, as soon as the downturn happened, they collapsed because
Oh
there was
yeah.
never a game plan. There was never a solution to go ahead and actually be able to stay up during a downtrend.
Well, most of these companies have no game plan. Almost like David when he goes out to the bar, he has no game. And David, actually, with that is the end of our topics for this evening.
Man, how good was that? Listen, shout outs to everybody who tunes into G Media. Uh, it's been great to get, I got to say, our community is the best. Our audience is the best. It keeps on growing. I love you guys. The support that you've shown us. Uh, thank you, thank you, thank you to especially to our entire staff. I met a lot of you guys in NFT NYC. You met a lot of the staff members there. Shout outs to all our sponsors and partners. Uh, we're going to kill it this year, 2022. As we said, it's our year. This show will be on every night to go ahead and recap the news for you guys in the world of crypto and Web3. So, again, on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Akil because he wants to go ahead and do his Mr. Rogers thing. And I'm just going to pet this wonderful beard that most of you admire, but you can't acquire.
Well, David, thank you very much. And on behalf of everybody here at Gokhshtein Media, we always appreciate you. Remember, below, inside of our Twitter, check out the link for Blockchain Futures Conference. Remember, use that discount code if you do plan to go. And as always, my name is Gil, host of Dreamy Podcast with my friend and colleague, David Gokhshtein. You have a great day and an even better tomorrow.